Quickly, before I answer that, do you know if, as a fighter, you're allowed to bet on yourself or not?
I don't think you are.
You're not?
I think
'cause
somebody
remember
did something
hearing-
like that in football or something. They got, I think, yeah, I
I
don't think
remember
so.
hearing that you're not allowed to bet on yourself to lose, because then that
It looks like
obviously-
you're swinging it.
Yeah. But you are allowed to bet on yourself to win. Sorry, you got a bit mad over
Yeah,
there.
you got to keep the microphone there, otherwise the sound's going to be messed up.
Yeah, I'm a bit fidgety.
Yeah, really?
Well-
What I'll have to do is I'll have to tape it to your face next time.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
No.
What's Dillian going to do to counteract that? Well, he's going to start dropping down and dig into the body, so enough to take away his legs. Because Dillian, one of his best attributes, is he's an amazing body puncher.
Yeah, he's not scared of getting hit.
Exactly. And he has been, and that's what makes him such a dangerous fighter, is that he has been knocked out. He doesn't care. He does not box like a fighter that has been knocked out. Do you know what I mean? Of course, yeah, he has more than the ability and the potential to get Usyk out of there. He's one of the hardest hitters in the heavyweight division. AJ is. That's no secret. If you look at the names,
He's a combination. It's his combinations. He's not the one punch knockout. It's the combinations that he'll get you with.
Together so quickly.
He does. He's good at his combinations.
And even on the inside, for a big man,
he likes it on the
that's
inside.
something that's underrated about AJ.
Yeah.
Is
No,
that
he likes it on the inside.
He can put his shots together really well. I'm not sure.
Hopefully one day I can ask him, AJ, if you're listening to that, one day I'll ask you the question myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Or he could just write your comment back on Twitter or something.
Maybe, because he's speaking to people on Twitter now, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I have retweeted his tweets and he hasn't even acknowledged them, but he speaks to everyone, lots of other people. But we're not talking about that.
Not sour at all.
No, I don't have a bitter bone in my body. I've just got no bones. Anyway. I'll do your job for you. How does Tyson Fury win? How does he beat Dillian Whyte?
Very good question. Quickly, before I answer that, do you know if, as a fighter, you're allowed to bet on yourself or not?
I don't think you are.
You're not?
I think somebody did something like that in football or something. They got... I remember
hearing that you're not allowed to bet on yourself to lose, because then that
it looks like you're swinging it.
Yeah. But you are allowed to bet on yourself to win.
I don't know. I don't bet.
Yeah, I don't normally, but it's myself, so.
I would say
get
somebody else to do it, but then I don't even know if that's naughty. But we're not having naughty conversations. How does Tyson Fury? How does Tyson Fury beat Dillian? To start off with,
you see, Tyson to beat Dillian, Tyson's got to use his natural attributes. He's got great feet, good old long levers, but Dillian's got long levers as well. You see, I think it's a very difficult fight, and I don't think people are giving Dillian enough credit coming into this fight. Dillian is a handful, and if Tyson tries to box him slicker and whatnot off the back foot, then how long can he stay away from Whyte for? Do you know what I mean? Dillian Whyte I don't think he's really rated as a knockout artist as much as he is. He can really switch the lights out on people with a single shot. And Fury's already been dropped a few times. But now, although he has got back up and he's been hit by some very, very heavy shots.
Deontay Wilder, yeah.
Yeah. But I do think a couple of times he did take it flush on the chin, but I think for a lot of the shots he was able to take the sting out of them. So and bully Wilder. If he comes in trying to box Whyte the same way that he boxed Wilder, I think it makes it more of a difficult task. Wait, is that better stuff? Yeah, I think it makes it more of a difficult task for Fury. As I said, with these things, I think it's a genuinely 50-50.
Okay.
I don't know, because if he walks down Whyte, sorry, my phone's gone. If he walks down Whyte and tries to beat him up, then there is every chance that he's going to walk onto some hefty body shots and probably a left hook at some point, which is what
his signature shot.
It's his showstopper, that is. As I said, if I can't even say if I was advising Fury what I'd advise him to do, because I said his team would have been meticulously working on.
Yeah, they're more
like
than capable.
Yeah, exactly. But you would have thought, as a normal person, you'd think. Sorry, you got a bit mad over there.
Yeah, you got to keep the microphone there, otherwise the sound's going to be messed up.
Yeah, I'm a bit fidgety.
Yeah, really? What I'll have to do is I'll have to tape it to your face next time.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
No.
But what's it called? If
for the benefit of the recording, I meant the
in.
microphone. But then again, probably, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go on. Sorry, yeah.
From the outside looking in, if he was a casual, you'd be thinking that Fury's best chance is if he uses his feet to try and ping the head off Dillian Whyte with his jab and bring it in his backhand. And because he does have better footwork than Dillian Whyte, that's no secret. But if he does that, then what's Dillian going to do to counteract that? Well, he's going to start dropping down and dig into the body, so enough to take away his legs. Because Dillian, one of his best attributes, is he's an amazing body puncher. You've seen that in his fights. So, as I said, and if Fury decides to try and walk him down, I suppose that kind of plays into Whyte's hands a little bit. He's a much stronger man than Deontay Wilder. He's a lot thicker. You're not going to wear him down as easily. Especially, and he ended up walking onto something when he was fighting Wilder, trying to walk him down. So he's definitely going to walk on something if he's trying to bully Dillian Whyte like that. Plus, Dillian Whyte's is a dog. He and you've seen in his fights that if push comes to shove, you can have it, and he usually comes out on top. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
he's not scared of getting hit.
Exactly, and he has been, and that's what makes him such a dangerous fighter, is that he has been knocked out. He doesn't care. He does not box like a fighter that has been knocked out. Do you know what I mean? He still boxes like an undefeated fighter with that same confidence and heart. So, as I said, who would you pick? If you had to pick a winner, who would you pick? I know you have to remain.
I never pick winners. Obviously, I've spoken with Dillian Whyte, so I'd be more biased. I do think it's a tough fight. I do think a lot of people are underrating Dillian Whyte, which is frustrating as a boxing fan. Deontay Wilder, as you know, his top class opponent was Tyson Fury. Yeah. That's the best that he's fought, in my opinion. And of those opponents that he has fought before Tyson Fury, who have they fought? And this is what I look at. So I understand that Deontay Wilder had that devastating, knockout punch, that power, that one punch, as it were. But then his real test was Tyson Fury,
I suppose. But
so yeah, I don't know.
In that same breath, he did a much better job on Brazil than AJ did.
He did.
And all right, Luis Ortiz. Then you look at Luis Ortiz and who's he fought. I couldn't name any off the top. He's not a boxer that I followed, and excuse me if I offend anyone, but I don't really know many people that Luis Ortiz has fought.
It's a good question.
I know he's a solid southpaw.
He is.
Did he fight Frank
Cuban.
Sanchez?
I can't remember.
I know he boxed Charles Martin the other day, didn't he, on New Year's Day?
Oh dear, yeah. that was pointless. Well, you seen what I did on Instagram about that. I can't take him seriously at all. But yeah, it's a 50-50 fight. But we could debate this forever.
Yeah.
We've got to move on to, finally, before we finish, Ruiz?
AJ Usyk.
What Ruiz in my head for some reason? He must be making a comeback.
He is. He's trying to fight He's actually trying to fight Luis Ortiz, I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think they were looking at that for around June or something like that.
Oh, well, maybe that's why then, because we were talking about Ortiz. But we're good. Usyk, AJ, the second bout. Talk to me about that. I hope
But AJ wins because it's much better for British boxing. I haven't got anything against Usyk, and I'd actually hope to get sparring with Usyk for this fight, but he's...
Now that you've said that, you probably won't.
But
bye-bye, sparring!
But you can't lie, he's much better for British boxing.
Yeah, of course
Especially
it is.
as a heavyweight. AJ being heavyweight champion is much better for British boxing, because then the fights there, you could fight Dillian Whyte or Tyson Fury for undisputed. Come on, that's massive. Whereas Usyk against Tyson Fury or Usyk against White isn't as big of a fight.
Stars make fights. I still will say I like the sound of Usyk Fury Usyk.
I think Fury absolutely batters
Well, this
him.
is what I'm saying. It's because of the styles, because they're both good on their feet.
But I think Usyk is way too small. Fury's a big man. Because AJ's big.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But AJ's big. See, come on.
Fury's a much bigger man than AJ.
Yeah, he's got a couple of inches on him, has he?
I don't know.
His height.
Yeah, I think he's about 3 or 4 inches taller than him. But and he's a lot heavier than AJ as well. All right, he's not in the same kind of shape as AJ, but there's a lot more of him. Do you know what I mean?
But look at the confidence, though. Usyk, AJ, Fury, absolutely. And this is what I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, styles make fights.
Yeah, it's the styles.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I do like that fight. I really do like it.
Fury whitewashes him.
Okay.
I think Fury just absolutely bludgeons him.
But that's a fight that might happen.
Yeah, that is.
What happens with AJ? That's what we want to know. What do you think this time?
I'm hoping AJ goes out there and stops him.
Yeah.
As I said, you seen he didn't even let his hands go too much in the last fight, and you see how marked up Usyk's face was. He had two black eyes, and a mark. He was cut down. Yeah,
sorry, we've had to jump back on. It happens. Yeah, when you go over 30 minutes, it stops. So yeah, you're saying about Usyk's face.
Yeah, Usyk's face. AJ didn't let his hands go too much, and he ended up with two black eyes and a cut down the inside of his eye. It looked bad. He had to have it stitched up.
So imagine what happens when he lets his hands go then.
Exactly. Which makes me believe that he has more than the ability and the potential to get Usyk out of there. He's one of the hardest hitters in the heavyweight division. AJ is. That's no secret. If you look at the names,
he's a combination. It's his combinations. He's not the one punch knockout. It's the combinations that he'll get you with.
He puts them together so quickly.
He does. He's good at his combinations.
And even on the inside, for a big man,
he likes it on the inside.
That's something that's underrated about AJ.
Yeah. He likes it on the inside.
He can put his shots together really well on the inside.
But do you think? Well, I mean, who likes getting hit? That's a stupid question.
Of course.
Do you think he's got a problem with getting hit? Well, how do you word it? Some boxers go back into their shell, that respect, when you really sting someone or you really give them a good punch and it stuns them and they go back into their shell.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what happens with AJ?
I'm not sure.
Hopefully one day I can ask him, AJ, if you're listening to that, one day I'll ask you the question myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Or he could just write your comment back on Twitter or something.
Maybe, because he's speaking to people on Twitter now, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I have retweeted his tweets and he hasn't even acknowledged them, but he speaks to everyone, lots of other people. But we're not talking about that.
Not sour at all.
No. I don't have a bit of bone in my body. I've just got no bones. Anyway, yeah, go on.
What was I saying? I forgot where he's even at now.
We're talking about some fighters not...
Oh, yeah.
That don't really like getting hit.
You see, but he put something out that he was on about, all right, he's tried to change his style too much. And that made me think, maybe that is the case. Because, all right, no fighters like getting hit, and some fighters wear it a bit more than others, but he wouldn't have won an Olympic gold and all these world titles if he didn't like get. Like I say, if he hated being hit. all right, he doesn't wear it as well as, say, a Fury does, but he can still take a shot. Do you know what I mean? How many times has he been knocked down in his career? 4 or 5? It's heavyweight boxing.
First it was Klitschko. Then obviously Ruiz.
Is it?
Yeah, that was it, isn't it?
Yeah. Name me a heavyweight in history that hasn't been knocked down.
But
top level heavyweight.
Yeah, but we were talking about this the other day. It's the world that we live in. Like, people are like obsessed with perfection, absolutely obsessed with it, and it has created such a monster that it's almost expected now.
Yep.
And if you lose that, or if you don't come across as perfect, you are ridiculed. You are, the next meme that goes across viral, and everyone sat at home, from the comfort of their settee, and then just literally ripping into these fighters, not appreciating what they've even had to do to get where they are. But I'm gonna leave it with the final question, because I know you and I can, we talk anyway. Yeah, because we talk boxing anyway.
Yeah.
We talk about the thing is, in watching the boxing that I watch, you've just touched on it with a lot of greats. I think I spoke to Richard Riakpo about it last week as well. They have losses. People lose. Yeah. Do the fighters have a problem with losing earlier in their career or later? Because you can go on to be like totally undefeated, and then you're 20 fights in, you're at and then all of a sudden you lose, or you could be 1 or 2, 3 fights in, and then you lose, and then you're on a winning streak.
Yeah.
So I prefer to lose early, or lose now and again. Yeah. Just so I can get better. To me, you learn from losses.
100%.
You don't learn from
Depends
winning
what kind
all
of
the time.
person you are, because some people it really destroys them. A loss does.
Yeah, you're going to have to go, ain't you?
Yeah, Max is calling me.
Yeah, you got to go.
Oh, yeah, it's half 5. I've got to go for medical.
Yeah, you got to do your bits. Listen, I'll see you fight night. Yeah, I'll see you fight night anyway. It's always a pleasure. Always. But you need to get off before you get into trouble, and then I get into trouble, and then...
Max going to come on here, knocking on the door, looking for you. Yeah, mate.
October Red Boxing, Matty Harris, all the best. I'm going to get this edited and throw this up anyway, so it should be out in a bit. Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing, and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.